episode 1 of How Hard Can It Be? The series where I try popular crafts that I find online and tell you whether or not they're actually worth doing. In today's episode, we're trying a paper mache wall sconce by Corey Beth Makes. Corey Beth makes digital downloads that you can purchase and print out on Etsy, and so I did that, and it was very easy to follow. After cutting out the stencils out of printer paper, I grabbed a large piece of cardboard and then traced my stencils onto the cardboard, cut the pieces of cardboard, which was very difficult. If you have a lot of aggression you need to get out, then this is the perfect craft for you. Once I finally cut out all the basic shapes and scored all the pieces that needed to have a little bit of curve to them, it was finally time to start assembling. In retrospect, I wish I had used more tape. I think if I had used more tape at this point in the process, it would have made paper macheing a little bit easier. The next day, I started covering the wall sconce in Mod Podge and newspaper. The most challenging part of this is to get the flat paper to lay flush against the curve, if that makes sense. I will also say that this is a very messy stage, so if you get sensory overload, this might not be a good craft for you. I do think, though, that my favorite part of this craft is peeling the glue off my fingers. I felt like I was in kindergarten all over again. After letting the glue and newspaper dry for about 24 hours, it was time to cover it up in gesso. This obviously primes it for paint, but it also sort of smooths out the surface area. And after letting that dry for a day or two, it was time to paint, which is where things started going south for me. I had an idea of what I wanted to do in my head, but it just didn't actually come together the way I thought it would. Looks a lot more childlike than I was expecting.
Well, I mean, it's
You know what it's giving? Mackenzie Childs. Just going to paint it this blue color. So after letting the blue paint dry for another few days, I grabbed a metallic gold paint pen and hand drew some of the sort of folk art stars that I did before. I know this might not be everyone's cup of tea, but I've been in a really big folk art kick lately, so I love it. And now for the moment of truth. Will it look good in my bathroom? I think we'll put it here. And I'm not gonna put a nail in the wall because this thing's literally made out of paper. I'm gonna use a push pin. Oh my gosh, okay. So how hard can it be? I would say this was an intermediate level craft. But in terms of bang for your buck, I literally turned trash into treasure, so I would give this a good 10 out of 10. Let me know what y'all think and what craft I should try next.